Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Psalm 89, we have a section that deals with how incomparable God is, even to the most highest and powerful beings in the heavenlies. This is how it starts off. This section starts in verse 5, where it says, "The heavens will praise your wonders, O Lord, your faithfulness also in the assembly of the holy ones. For who in the skies is comparable to the Lord? Who among the sons of the mighty is like the Lord?" And so here the psalmist is making a claim here that God is greater than even the most greatest beings that exist, even in the most highest realms, in the heavenly realms. There's no one who can compare with him. There is no one who is his equal. And he goes on to give three reasons why this is the case. For one, because of the reverence that is due him. As it continues on in verse 7, it says, "A God greatly feared in the council of the holy ones, and awesome above all those who are around him." So even those who are closest to him, those who are up there in the holy council, we might say, they fear the Lord. They reverence the Lord. They understand just how awesome he is. And so if they reverence him, then he must be greater than them and incomparable to them. And then also his faithfulness is brought out as well. In verse 8, "O Lord God of hosts, who is like you, O mighty Lord? Your faithfulness also surrounds you." His faithfulness is one of the attributes that he has that causes him to be incomparable. No one else can compare to the faithfulness of the Lord, the one who makes promises and from his own nature then is bound to those promises, and then also has the power to fulfill those promises. And not just to fulfill promises, but also to be faithful to those whom he has entered into a relationship with. And so God's faithfulness is unlike anything else we could ever experience, either here on earth or in heaven. And then his power also. In verse 9, "You rule the swelling of the sea. When its waves rise, you still them. You yourself crushed Rahab like one who is slain. You scattered your enemies with your mighty arm." They're referencing Egypt and perhaps referencing the Red Sea, when he opened up the Red Sea and then caused Egypt to be destroyed in the sea. But here he shows power over the swelling of the sea and his ability to still the waves of the sea. And to the Jew, the sea represented chaos. It was that untamable power of the sea, and it was something that they all were greatly respected and feared. And to say that God has the power to rule the swelling of the sea, and when its waves rise to still them, is to show that he truly is powerful, that he is mighty. That's like the most highest way that they could speak of the power of God, at least with things connected to the earth. And so his power makes him incomparable to anyone in heaven. And so as we think about this, as we think about how God cannot be compared to any being in heaven because of the reverence that's due him, because of his faithfulness, and because of his power, couldn't we also say then, wouldn't it just naturally be the case that there's no one who can compare to him here on earth either? And how much more so is that the truth? Which ought to impress on our minds just how important it is for us to put God first above everything and everybody. To say that the Lord is supreme over everything that I possess and every relationship that I have. And that I should always put the Lord first, and to recognize the fact that he is the one that has the right, first and foremost, to my devotion, to my love, to my heart. And then once that's in line, then the other relationships will fall into place as I begin to love others as God has called me to love them, and as I interact with them in ways that He has taught me to do, then we begin to see that trickle down. But first and foremost, we have to understand the high position that God has, and to realize that He's the one who should be our focus. He's the one who should receive our reverence. He's the one that should receive our whole heart's devotion. So let's remember that, and let's be encouraged to remember that as we read Psalm 89 in this section that we just spoke about, and help us to remember where God ought to be in our hearts. And He should be in the highest place, because there is no one who can compare to Him, neither in heaven nor on the earth. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.